In the modern battlefield of American politics, few names spark as much debate or as much fire as Charlie Kirk. From viral campus debates to prime-time interviews, Kirk has become one of the loudest voices of young conservatism. Loved by many, loathed by others, his journey reflects a broader cultural war reshaping the American political landscape. This is the story of Charlie Kirk, his rise, influence, and the legacy he's forging at the crossroads of ideology and media. Early life and upbringing. Charlie Kirk was born on October 14, 1993, in the affluent suburb of Arlington Heights, Illinois. He grew up in a traditional middle-class household, the son of Robert W. Kirk, a successful architect. Charlie attended Wheeling High School, a public school in a diverse working-class area. While not academically outstanding, Kirk was always engaged with ideas. His political awakening came not from a classroom, but from the frustrations he observed during Barack Obama's presidency. A pivotal moment, according to Kirk himself, was when his high school economics teacher made what he considered a pro-Obama comment. It was the first time he noticed or believed that liberalism dominated public education. Kirk planned to attend Baylor University but claims he changed his path after being encouraged by right-wing radio host Bill Montgomery. At just 18 years old, and without a college degree, Kirk launched what would become a multi-million-dollar political nonprofit, Turning Point USA. Founding Turning Point USA. In 2012, the same year Barack Obama was re-elected, Charlie Kirk founded Turning Point USA, TPUSA, an organization aimed at promoting free markets, limited government, and conservative values to young people. Starting with just a folding table, some pamphlets, and a relentless Twitter strategy, TPUSA grew quickly. The group focused on high schools and college campuses, where it claimed conservative voices were being silenced or marginalized. By 2016, TPUSA had built a national presence. It operated with strong digital marketing, striking visuals, and aggressive recruiting tactics. It wasn't just a student group, it was a political machine, pushing viral videos, memes, and influencer culture into the political sphere. Major donors including the Cook Network and wealthy conservative philanthropists began to take notice. The group received millions in funding, and Kirk's influence skyrocketed. He was now more than an activist. He was a movement builder. Rise in conservative media and politics. Kirk quickly became a regular face in right-wing media. He appeared on Fox News, contributed to Breitbart, and eventually launched his own media projects. His message? Conservatism isn't dead among young people, it's just been silenced. In 2016, Charlie Kirk became one of Donald Trump's most vocal young supporters. He joined the Trump campaign's youth outreach and later founded Students for Trump, alongside right-wing activist Candace Owens. As Trump rose to power, so did Kirk. His Twitter account exploded with followers, and he was soon speaking at CPAC, Conservative Political Action Conference, addressing rallies, and hosting his own podcast, The Charlie Kirk Show. Ideology and messaging. Charlie Kirk's brand of conservatism isn't purely traditional. While he upholds many Reagan-era talking points like free markets and individual responsibility, he also embraces the culture war. He rails against woke ideology, critical race theory, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, programs, liberal bias in education and media. He often presents these issues as existential threats to America's future. In doing so, Kirk appeals to a mix of traditional conservatives, libertarians, and even some populists. He supports aggressive immigration policies, school choice, and strict anti-communism. However, his emphasis on culture, not just policy, marks a shift in the modern right's priorities. Influence on Gen Z and college campuses. Turning Point USA became infamous for its campus clash tours, where Kirk and others would debate students, often in heated, viral exchanges. These events became spectacles. Protesters showed up in droves. TPUSA operatives captured it all on camera. Clips were edited for maximum impact and pushed across social media. The result? Kirk became a digital icon of conservative resistance to leftist indoctrination. But critics argued Tipuza oversimplified complex issues, cherry-picked footage, and promoted a hostile environment for discussion. In their eyes, Tipuza wasn't encouraging debate, it was stoking division. Still, the group's reach is undeniable. As of 2025, Tipuza claims to operate chapters on over 2,500 college and high school campuses. Allies and enemies. Allies. Donald Trump praised Kirk numerous times and spoke at Tipuza events. Candace Owens, a fellow firebrand, worked closely with Kirk during the group's early growth. Tucker Carlson and other Fox News hosts regularly platformed him. Enemies. Left-wing activists and liberal commentators frequently target Kirk's rhetoric. Progressive media outlets accuse Tipuza of spreading misinformation and divisive content. Some conservative intellectuals, like David French, criticized Kirk's on-the-libs approach as shallow and performative. Even within the conservative movement, there are those who see Kirk's style as more about spectacle than substance. Controversies and criticism. Charlie Kirk's meteoric rise hasn't come without controversy. 1. Tipuza staff scandals. Several former employees accused the organization of fostering a toxic work environment. In 2017, internal documents showed racial tensions and management issues. 2. False or misleading claims. Fact-checkers have repeatedly flagged Kirk for spreading misinformation on topics like COVID-19, vaccines, and election fraud. 3. Alignment with far-right figures. Though Kirk often distances himself from extremists, critics argue his platforms sometimes overlap with far-right ideologies. His 2020 election denialism put him under further scrutiny. 4. Accusations of grifting. Some skeptics view Kirk as more opportunist than ideologue, using outrage to build brand and bank accounts. Despite all this, his audience remains fiercely loyal. Legacy in the making. At just 30 years old, Charlie Kirk has already become one of the most recognizable names in conservative politics. Whether he's hosting conferences, debating students, or posting viral tweets, Kirk continues to shape right-wing discourse, especially among younger Americans. In many ways, Kirk represents a new generation of conservative influencer, one less interested in policy nuance, and more focused on narrative dominance. The long-term impact of his movement is still unfolding, but there's no doubt Kirk helped redefine how the American right engages with media, culture, and youth. Charlie Kirk didn't take the traditional route: no college degree, no political office, no long resume. But in the age of algorithms and outrage, that didn't matter. What mattered was influence. Visibility. The ability to shape the conversation. Whether you see him as a truth-teller or a provocateur, a patriot or a propagandist, Charlie Kirk has left his mark. And in the echo chambers of American politics, his voice still rings loud.